Do you know which one was Silicon Valley's greatest fraud? Well, stay tuned because this is precisely what this presentation is all about. Hello, everyone. I'm Michael Zeischer, and this is the 51st in a series of short videos designed to help company owners and entrepreneurs succeed with their organizations. And with that, let us consider our first introductory slide. The name of this presentation is Corporate Lifecycle, Part 3, Silicon Valley's Greatest Fraud. And I am going to be using my own book. It is called The Guide to Entrepreneurship, How to Create Wealth for Your Company and Stakeholders. And this comes from Chapter 5, Section 5.2, called Corporate Lifecycle. A venture actually undergoes a life cycle similar to that of humans. And this was a paper that was produced by Scott and Bruce called The 5 Stages of Growth in a Small Company. And those 5 stages would be pre-launch, startup, growth, transition, and perhaps decline. Now, we can compare this with the life cycle of a human being, except that in us, it would be the 5 cycles, the 5 stages would be birth, growth, puberty, maturity, and senility. Well, the company that we're going to be talking about is called Theranos. Theranos was a unicorn startup which promised to revolutionize the medical diagnostic industry with a specialized machine that would make blood testing faster and easier than ever before. It utilized nano and microfluidics technology using a very advanced chemiluminescent immunoassay method for a full range of diagnostic blood tests. So let me give you a definition of what a unicorn company is. This is actually a venture capital term for any private company, startup private company that has a valuation of $1 billion or more. And since there are very few companies that have a valuation of $1 billion company, it of course would be, that company would be as rare as a mythical unicorn. And this is where the name actually comes from. Well, let me give you a very quick history of the company. In 2003, they promised to revolutionize blood diagnostics by a simple pinprick of your finger. And by 2013, Walgreens actually reached a deal with them that they were going to install these machines in each and every single one of their locations on something called a wellness center, that you and I can go in, have a very small amount of blood given, and then the machine was going to be able to make all sorts of blood tests based on that small amount of blood. And by 2014, Theranos reached a peak valuation of $9 billion. Now that's billion with a B. Well, in 2015, the Wall Street Journal first came up with an article alleging fraud by the company. Now, the company disagreed completely, but the Wall Street Journal continued to come up with articles, and a number of other people actually started to say the same thing. So by 2018, the company actually underwent a dissolution. And now, 2021, the United States is actually suing Theranos of fraud in a trial in a San Jose courthouse. Well, so let's take a look at this $9 billion valuation. It reached a $9 billion valuation for a very good reason. If it had worked, one small drop of blood would have been tested by their machine that they called Edison. And that one small amount of blood would produce 240 tests that would include all sorts of blood tests, such as cholesterol, certain cancers, and so on. And if this actually had turned out to be the case, if this actually had turned out to be the case, it would have inaugurated an era of preventative care by identifying diseases early, certainly a breakthrough. Unfortunately, there were a number of whistleblowers within the company who actually questioned the validity of the claims. And then a book called Bad Blood that was authored by an author called John Carreyrou said that these were the secrets and the lies in a Silicon Valley startup. And this is really too bad, because if this technology had actually worked for you and me, it would have meant that we would have no more venipunctures, no more syringes, and no more having to go to specialized centers in order to have a blood test performed. Well, this is the actual headline of the Wall Street Journal of 2015. It said, the hot startup Theranos has struggled with its blood test technology. And it essentially said the following. Three things is that the company was relying on conventional methods of testing the blood samples, not the machine. The company also intimated that the Department of Defense was using Edison for battlefield diagnostic purposes. And eventually the Department of Defense said that that wasn't true. So the Wall Street Journal was actually sued by Theranos, but the Wall Street Journal persisted on its claims, and they actually had more and more evidence that there was fraud. Well, so on the left-hand side, you see the front page of the indictment of the United States against Theranos, and it contains 2 counts of conspiracy to commit wire fraud, 9 counts of wire fraud, multi-million-dollar scheme by the company to defraud investors, doctors, and patients, because, according to the indictment, and this is alleged, is that the company knew that Edison was not capable of producing accurate and reliable results. So based on all of this, we have got to put Theranos squarely into the startup phase of the life cycle. Do you want to become a multi-millionaire or a multi-billionaire? Then start your own business and become an entrepreneur. Unless you have a rich uncle, I don't know of a better way of achieving your dream. So in order to help you out, I have put together a course entitled Secrets of Entrepreneurship from Soup to Nuts. And in this first page, I am showing you the first 5 lectures. And on this second page, I am showing you the next 5 lectures for a total of 10. This is a digital library. The lectures will come to you streaming at your convenience 24/7. And you can have unlimited viewing, and it's offered to you at only $49.95. In order to purchase the course, you can visit www.zeicherinstitute.com, where you can get all of the 10 college level lectures. They are actually at an MBA level. And every lecture will include the transcript of everything that is talked about, so you don't have to write anything. And if you purchase it now, you will get a free 30-minute personalized consult with your purchase via Zoom. So go right ahead and get started on your journey, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.